Chapter 2 in our RTI book study deals with necessary actions on the part of the teacher teams. Teacher teams are the teams that teach the same or similar content, such as grade levels in the elementary, or content that is similar, such as science, math, ELA, at the middle and high school level. The first step on the part of teacher teams in Tier 1 is identifying essential standards. In other words, what is nice to know versus what you have to know. What are the true foundations of learning in your content area? Remember, if everything is important, then nothing is important. How do you identify the essential standards? First, simplify the language. Wording and official standards are written on a scholarly level when they really mean much simpler things. For example, can a student distinguish primary colors from secondary colors? Has stamina improved in a physical activity in the course of a set time period? Can a student explain the difference between a fiction and nonfiction book? Second, come to an agreement with your team on the level of rigor necessary to master a particular standard, and then provide an example. I may think 3 sentences qualifies a simple paragraph, whereas you may think it is a minimum of 5. Next, determine the skills and vocabulary the students must have in place before they would be able to master this skill. Do students need to be able to identify different types of notes before arranging them into a melody? Should students be able to define the home row before learning other letters on the keyboard? If you are part of a team, make a generalized decision on when to teach the standard and how it should be assessed. Although it is not necessary to teach the same thing at exactly the same time, it only makes sense for standards to be assessed in near the same time frame. In effect, all teachers are teaching nouns during the first part of the quarter, and their end of unit assessment will be given at the same time. Finally, what about the kids that get it? Remember, mastery of an essential standard is not given a reward of free time or extra recess. Instead, plans should be made to extend the skills for the student. So if a student masters identifying nouns, perhaps an extension would be studying how spellings change with plural nouns. But wait, we're specials. Does this really apply to us? Yes. The suggestions here are good practices for all. If you are in a department of more than one, have you identified your nice to know, need to know skills? If you do not see all the students, are you teaching the same thing so that all students have access to the same material? If you teach different groups but your assessments are the same, do you both have an idea of what mastery looks like? Also, do you offer opportunities for further instruction on essential standards? Perhaps you could do centers or stations with extension activities in your area and then work with the group that didn't master the skill. Remember, essential means that the whole cannot exist without the part. A car missing one tire cannot drive. A passenger side door handle on a car is certainly nice, but the car will still drive. Even though we may not have access to RTI for our content at this point, we still should be sure that students are not floundering in what has been identified as an essential skill while we move on to the next topic.